Now for 90% of the cases, this is what you do. Right? This is not the exceptions. 90% of the cases, you start with a 30C potency. You take 2 pellets from a, you take 2 pellets and put them in a bottle of 125 milliliter or 100 milliliter, I mean 4 ounces or 8 ounces. You know, usually I do 8 ounces. And you take directly a half teaspoon from the remedy solution bottle. RSB is a remedy solution bottle. Okay. Once, and then wait 7 to 10 days. That's your start. Okay, 0 recursions, just that. It's for me, it's the bang, start, 30C, not for nothing, really it was Hahnemann's favorite remedy, when he did all the provings with and everything. It really is quite amazing that it comes out, even when I start doing it literally what he said, that really he was smart, he did a lot more work than I did ever. So, you know, it was correct. It gives enough, most of the time it's enough force to make the car move forwards, to vital force, to react to vital force. But not, even if it's overwhelming a little bit, it's not that much. There's an exception, right? But usually in the majority of the cases, you never create a similar aggravation that is too bad that you have to cancel a remedy or do something else. Okay, so that's a very good start for you. If the patient says after 7 to 10 days, nothing happened, okay, here comes step number 2 with all these cases, right? What I did always, by the way, see, I wrote it down, give always along 6C of the same remedy. Why? Because that's the brakes on the car. You asked me that, you know, if you always have a strong aggravation, a strong similar aggravation, if the patient has a 6C, I needed to give this along because patient came from the other side of the coast, you know, on the east coast, and I'm living on the west coast or vice versa. You know, they have to fly 5 hours, you know, so I need to think about those things. I give a 6C of the same remedy along. If they have to, if there is a similar aggravation that's very strong, too strong, more than 1 day, as I remember that I told you before, all they needed to do, 2 months a little further with the, I have it somewhere, the same similar aggravation, further. So this is what we call similar aggravation. That's what we do. Okay, with anything of the, put a 6C, so the patient has a similar aggravation, put a pellet or 2 pellets for the same remedy that I have given along. Put it in a 4-ounce cup, stir well, take 1 teaspoon directly from it. It is absolutely astonishing, but it's truly a similar aggravation, how it calms down within a half an hour to an hour. It's spectacular to see. It gives really confidence to the patient. You know, I say, well, this homeopath knows what he is doing. Yeah. I even say keep the cup for that 1 day. A cup is good for a whole day. In case they need, usually in 90% of the cases, 1 dose will be enough. Usually if there's another dose needed, they can stir again later and do another teaspoon and then throw it away. But usually I must say 1 dose is enough to bring it on the thing. So go back please to the 5th edition. Yeah, first prescription, here we go. Okay, so you see that's basically the first step of all the cases or chronic cases. Here are the few exceptions, no? Exceptions, aphorism 281, all right? 1, hypersensitives, true hypersensitive people, arsenicum, again, phosphorus. I talk about chronic things, right? If they have an acute disease, don't be afraid to give 10M, like I do for my wife. She's a phosphorus, but you know, no problem. See, with acute diseases, there's a different story. We talk about chronic diseases here, okay? You can just give. Now here we start, definitely we do an exception. Organic pathology, always present. Be careful too, you start with the low potency. Suppressed skin diseases, why is that? Of course, you know, and talk about suppressed skin diseases with a lot of cortisone use, right? Or asthma cases with a lot of cortisone. They're already 25 years on cortisone. You know, I cannot stop the cortisone, first of all. Number 2, I cannot give high potencies neither, but I start with a low potency. Especially with skin diseases too. When the patient reacts to your remedy, the difference between exteriorization, so healing, the direction of cure, and similar aggravation is confusing, no? Of course, it's the same reaction. You get more eczema. Is it good or is it bad? You know, but you can understand it. How do you make the difference between the two? It's simple. The amount that comes out. In other words, when I do the right thing with the 6C of the remedy, it gets a little bit. It releases a little bit and then it stops. It's a similar aggravation will be a lot and for days. You know, if I do a 30C, God forbid I had cases like that too. Here So for these exceptions that you see here, start with 6 potency in an 8-ounce bottle, 200 milliliter remedy solution bottle, no succussions, 2 drops from an RSB into a 125 milliliter cup and 2 drops. I call it, 0 succussions, 2 drops, 2 drops. That always means first cup. Simple. 0, 2, 2. For me, I know exactly what you said. That's how you communicate. So keep that in mind. So that's for this 10%, really. Unfortunately, the hypersensitive get more and more because of the world that we live in. But still, I would say, with most of the things, you can back with the... So that's your first prescription, okay? Next thing now. Second prescription, no? The second prescription, remember, we talk about the regular cases now. After 7 to 10 days, you check with your patient, right? Because you got a half teaspoon of the remedy solution bottle. If excellent improvement, here are the possibilities. Wait till the improvement slows down.